Why does Punisher shoot Spider-Man? Brand new day fan theory explained, warning, spoiler warning. Before we begin, this video contains major spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Also, this video is based on fan theories and audience interpretations surrounding one of the movie's biggest moments. Marvel has intentionally left parts of this sequence open to interpretation, and that's exactly why fans have been debating it non-stop. Now, let's dive in. One gunshot. That's all it took to completely change the ending of Spider-Man Brand New Day. When Frank Castle, the Punisher, appears on top of a nearby building with a sniper rifle, most viewers immediately think one thing: he's about to kill Spider-Man. But just seconds later, Peter jumps in front of the bullet, and suddenly, everything changes. Was Punisher really trying to kill Spider-Man? Or was Spider-Man never the target? According to one of the biggest fan theories currently being discussed online, Frank Castle was aiming at someone else entirely, Jean Grey. And if that's true, that single bullet completely changes how we understand every character involved. Let's break it all down. Jean Grey reaches her breaking point. According to this fan interpretation, everything begins when Jean finally learns the heartbreaking truth about her sister. For most of the movie, Jean has been searching for answers. She refuses to believe her sister simply disappeared. She believes someone is hiding the truth. Then, she finally discovers what allegedly happened: the experiments, the lies, the betrayal, the realization that her sister never came back. Fans believe this emotional shock becomes the catalyst that fully awakens Jean's mutant abilities. She isn't simply angry, she's completely overwhelmed by grief. And grief, combined with unimaginable power, becomes incredibly dangerous. New York falls into chaos. One of the most visually striking moments discussed by fans is what happens next. Jean's emotions explode. Reality itself seems to react. Cars stop moving. People freeze where they stand. Traffic comes to a halt. The entire city appears trapped in a terrifying moment of suspended time. Whether this is telepathy, psychic manipulation, or something even bigger, the effect is the same. Thousands of innocent lives suddenly hang in the balance. From street level, Spider-Man sees someone who needs help, but from a distance, Punisher sees something very different. Frank Castle doesn't see a victim. This is where the biggest theory begins. Frank Castle has never viewed situations the way other heroes do. He isn't an Avenger. He doesn't negotiate. He doesn't wait for second chances. His military background has taught him one simple lesson: if one person threatens hundreds, you stop that person immediately. No hesitation, no debate. From Frank's point of view, Jean isn't simply grieving, she's becoming an extinction-level threat. And every second he waits, more innocent people could die. So Frank does what Frank Castle has always done: he takes the shot. Spider-Man sees something else entirely. Peter Parker reaches the exact opposite conclusion. He doesn't see a monster, he sees someone whose entire world has just collapsed. Peter understands grief better than almost anyone. He's lost Uncle Ben, Tony Stark, Aunt May. He's watched MJ forget who he is. He's sacrificed his own identity to save the world. When Peter looks at Jean, he doesn't see evil, he sees pain. And that's why he refuses to fight her the same way Punisher would. Peter still believes she can be saved. The bullet was never meant for Spider-Man. Here's the theory that's dominating fan discussions. Punisher wasn't aiming at Peter. Peter simply got in the way. The moment Frank pulls the trigger, Spider-Man realizes exactly what's about to happen. Without thinking, Peter launches himself between Jean and the bullet. Not because Jean is innocent, not because she's harmless, but because Peter refuses to let someone die if there's still even the smallest chance they can be brought back. It's the most Spider-Man decision imaginable. He chooses sacrifice over survival. Why Frank doesn't hesitate? Some fans have asked, why wouldn't Frank simply trust Spider-Man? The answer may lie in who Frank Castle is. Punisher doesn't operate on hope, he operates on certainty.
To him, waiting for emotions to calm down could mean thousands of deaths. He believes difficult choices must be made immediately. Spider-Man believes every life deserves saving. Punisher believes saving the many sometimes means sacrificing the one. Neither hero sees himself as the villain. They're simply following two completely different moral codes. The meaning behind Spider-Man's sacrifice. Peter taking that bullet isn't just an action scene. It's symbolic. Throughout his entire journey, Peter has always placed other people's lives above his own. He stopped the Green Goblin. He saved Dr. Octopus. He tried to cure his enemies instead of destroying them. Even after everything he's lost, Peter still refuses to stop believing in redemption. Standing in front of that bullet becomes the ultimate expression of who Spider-Man truly is. He would rather suffer himself than allow another person to die, even someone the entire city has begun to fear. The clash of two heroes. Many fans believe this isn't actually a Spider-Man versus Punisher fight. It's a battle between two philosophies. Punisher represents justice through force. Spider-Man represents justice through compassion. Frank believes eliminating the threat protects the innocent. Peter believes saving the person behind the threat protects everyone's humanity. Neither man acts out of hatred. Both genuinely believe they're saving lives. That's what makes the confrontation so compelling. Could this shape the MCU's future? If this fan theory is correct, Marvel may have done something much bigger than creating an exciting action scene. They may have established one of the MCU's greatest ideological rivalries. Spider-Man will always search for hope. Punisher will always choose certainty. Whenever these two heroes meet, their conflict won't simply be about who wins the fight. It will always be about what justice truly means. And that's a far more interesting story than a simple superhero battle. Final thoughts. Whether this interpretation turns out to be exactly what the filmmakers intended, or simply one of the strongest fan readings of the scene, it has already sparked passionate discussions among Marvel fans. Some viewers believe Frank Castle made the only decision he thought could save New York. Others believe Spider-Man proved, once again, why he's one of Marvel's greatest heroes, not because of his powers, but because of his compassion. In many ways, that single gunshot represents two completely different ways of looking at the world. One hero believes the fastest way to end a tragedy is to remove the threat. The other believes the greatest victory is finding a way to save everyone, even when the odds seem impossible. That's why this moment has become one of the most talked about scenes in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It isn't just about a bullet. It's about two iconic heroes making impossible choices in the same instant, guided by two very different beliefs. And perhaps that's exactly what Marvel wanted us to debate long after leaving the theater. So, what do you think? Was Punisher right to take the shot? Or did Spider-Man make the only choice a true hero could make? Share your thoughts and your own theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Spider-Man theories, Marvel Ending Explained videos, hidden details, and MCU breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.